Welcome back to the Deep Dive. This is where we really get into a stack of sources, pull out the key insights just for you. Today, we're jumping headfirst into something pretty big, something that's really changing how businesses grow. We're talking specific AI trends, what the ones revolutionizing data management and lead generation for outbound sales, looking ahead to 2025. Our main source for this is a really detailed deck from Leclio.ai. They specialize in AI-driven outbound sales, business development, that sort of thing. And our mission, well, it's pretty clear. Get you the most important nuggets so you understand how AI is tackling these core sales challenges, speeding up growth. Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah, and the source is great because it's not just theory, right? It really focuses on practical insights. It hits on the actual pain points, the things businesses are really dealing with right now. So this deep dive, it should show some real concrete ways AI is making sales strategies, well, not just smarter, but actually scalable, more predictable too.
Absolutely. And I think to really grasp the kind of seismic shift AI is bringing, we need to understand the starting point. This global sales challenge the source talks about, because so many businesses are wrestling with this. And the numbers, wow, they're pretty striking. They really lay out the struggle. Let's just run through a few. First off, high acquisition costs. We're talking outbound methods here, cold calls, emails, reaching out. Costs are 60% higher than inbound where customers come to you. And, that impact, it's actually fading as markets get saturated.
Yeah, that's a huge chunk of change before you even, get a big drain.
Exactly. Then there's this inefficient prospecting stat. Get this, 65% of a sales pro's time spent on non-revenue generating activities. Think about that. Almost 2/3 of their day isn't directly about closing deals. It's just astounding.
It really is. And that's time that, could be spent actually building relationships, nurturing leads that are actually qualified, but instead it gets eaten up by admin or chasing down bad data, things like that.
And it just gets tougher from there. Response rates often below 3%, and the conversion to an actual meeting, a tiny 0.3%. That is a ton of effort for almost nothing. Plus, companies hit these scalability walls. Their growth is just linear, hire more reps, grow a bit more. You can't get that exponential scaling. And poor targeting, 71% say they waste significant resources on prospects who just aren't a good fit. And finally, something really important, rep burnout, SDRs, the sales development reps, they see 47% higher turnover than other sales roles. What really jumps out to you here? I mean, these numbers, they paint a pretty clear picture of a struggle, don't they?
What's fascinating here is, well, it's how interconnected all these things are. It's like a chain reaction, almost a vicious cycle for sales teams. And you're right, they often come straight from these manual, really resource-heavy processes that just don't work anymore, not in today's market. When you've got those high acquisition costs, the inefficient prospecting, it just naturally leads to targeting the wrong people. And that combination, it causes this cascade, the low response rates you mentioned, and yeah, inevitably that burnout. Reps just get ground down. These aren't small headaches, right? They're fundamental blocks to getting that predictable, scalable growth businesses need. You see companies pouring money, pouring time into systems that are, frankly, broken from the start. It makes achieving real growth incredibly difficult.
That's a perfect setup, actually, because this is exactly where AI is meant to come in, to fundamentally tackle these exact problems. So here's where it gets really interesting. Let's look at how solutions like the ones from Leclio.ai are using AI, how they transform that outbound strategy and really accelerate the sales pipeline.
Exactly. The whole idea is shifting away from those manual, kind of linear ways of doing things towards genuinely intelligent solutions. And we're seeing about 4 key trends really shaping up, redefining data and lead gen as we look towards 2025. It's moving from being reactive to, well, proactive and smart. Okay, so trend number 1, AI-driven data enrichment. This is foundational, super critical. Machine learning algorithms are now automatically enriching prospect data. They pull accurate, current info from, multiple places online. What this means practically is, well, you get these hyper-targeted prospect lists built precisely around your ideal customer profile, your ICP, the exact type of customer you want. It gives you verified contact info, emails, phones, LinkedIn profiles, and it can even build custom data strategies for specific industries or regions. So this hits poor targeting and inefficient prospecting head on. Sales teams work with the best data, not wasting time on dead ends.
Right. So no more chasing ghosts or just, spraying and praying. It's about laser focus.
Yeah.
Okay, what's the next big AI shift in the pipeline?
Exactly. Precision is key. And building on that, the second trend is end-to-end lead qualification automation. Here, AI takes over the initial engagement, the first contact, and the qualification part. So imagine the system interacts with a prospect, figures out if they're a good fit based on your criteria, gauges their interest, all before a human salesperson steps in. The result, your sales team talks only to high-intent, genuinely sales-ready leads. This is massive for fighting those low response rates. You're talking to interested, relevant people. And it slashes rep burnout because reps aren't drowning in unqualified leads anymore. They get to focus on real conversations. Plus, it integrates smoothly with CRMs for tracking and handover. It makes the whole thing just flow.
Okay, that makes a ton of sense. So reps get to do what they're best at,
Yeah.
right? Building those relationships, closing deals.
Mm-hmm.
Not being admin clerks or gatekeepers must be a huge relief.
Oh, absolutely. It elevates their role significantly. And that leads to the third trend, multi-channel outbound orchestration. AI makes it possible to run personalized outreach campaigns across email, phone, social media, messaging platforms, all managed from one place. The real power here is that personalization, but done at scale thanks to AI. So you can engage prospects on the channel they prefer with messages that are super relevant, tailored to their needs. This massively boosts engagement and, yeah, those response rates. It's about meeting people where they are with the right message scaled up. Every interaction feels personal, even when automation is involved.
So it's not just like auto-sending emails. It's intelligently crafting and delivering a specific message across different places to really connect.
Wow.
Trying to do that by hand for hundreds, thousands of leads, it's just, yeah, impossible without AI.
Precisely. And the fourth trend, which is incredibly important, is sales performance analytics for data-driven optimization. This is where AI gives you real-time insights into everything. Outreach performance, how leads are engaging, conversion rates. Think of it like a constant, intelligent feedback loop. It makes sure every sales action, every campaign has a measurable impact. This is absolutely crucial for optimizing your strategy using actual data. It directly addresses those scalability barriers because you can constantly improve, get better ROI. And it's not just about having data. It's about turning it into usable intelligence, which means rigorous data hygiene. Things like refining sales prospecting, automating lead nurturing, ensuring clean CRM data logging, constantly profiling your database for better targeting, maintaining data usability, deduplication, and crucially, cleansing bad data. All these steps ensure you have the clean, high-quality fuel that AI needs to really work its magic and drive that consistent, measurable growth.
Okay, so we've got better data, automated qualification, personalized outreach, real-time analytics. What does this actually mean for the humans involved, for the sales reps? Is AI just taking over their jobs? Because this source really pushes this idea of expert-driven AI enhanced. What does that look like?
Yeah, that's a really critical question. And the answer, based on this, is definitively no. AI isn't replacing people. The whole model is about augmenting human capabilities. So, expert-driven, AI enhanced. What does that mean day to day for a salesperson? It's not just about taking away the boring stuff, though it does that. It's about elevating their role, shifting them from being, tireless prospectors doing repetitive tasks to being strategic relationship builders. The source is clear. You still need those dedicated, trained BDRs, the business development reps. They handle the complex parts of prospecting, booking those high-value meetings. What AI does is take the grunt work, the data enrichment, initial qualification, the multi-channel coordination. This frees up the humans, the BDRs, to focus on the activities where they add the most value. They can apply their intuition, their empathy, their negotiation skills to the really important conversations. Building deeper connections, but with leads who are already highly qualified by the AI. We're looking at a multi-touch engagement strategy. It combines the AI-powered outreach with those vital human touches, the cold calls when needed, the LinkedIn interactions, the personalized follow-up emails. So if we connect this to the bigger picture, this synergy lets sales pros focus on building rapport and closing deals. That's where human expertise, reading the room, understanding nuance, that's irreplaceable. It really changes the nature of the job, making it more strategic, more fulfilling, and ultimately more effective.
That paints a much clearer picture.
Collaboration? Yeah, not replacement. Makes you wonder how many good salespeople burned out just because they were stuck in those old, frustrating systems. Okay, let's pivot a bit. Let's talk tangible impact, the results. Because the source has some really compelling success stories.
Exactly. And these trends, they aren't just nice ideas. The source shows companies using these AI strategies are getting real measurable results. They talk about proven sales acceleration, citing, I think, a 30% increase in outbound conversion rates on average. That kind of number, that gets attention. That drives adoption.
And the client stories really bring it home, showing how this stuff works in the real world. Like, there's a sauce company. They needed a predictable pipeline for enterprise accounts in North America. So they used AI for lead gen, email sequences, LinkedIn outreach. The result, over 300 qualified meetings booked in just 6 months. And that generated, get this, $2 million in pipeline value. That's a direct line to potential revenue.
Huge impact. Then there's another one, a logistics firm expanding in the Middle East. They were struggling to connect with global shippers. So they used outbound prospecting, targeted logistics heads, supply chain managers, and secured 5+ large contracts within just 4 months. These aren't small wins, you know. These are game changers for those companies.
Absolutely. Big deals.
And the overall results clients achieved, listed in the source. Sales cycles reduced, lead quality improved, we talked about that, customer engagement enhanced, and market expansion, sometimes seeing 50% growth. I mean, just imagine how those kinds of results could transform your business.
They really do demonstrate the real-world power of embracing these AI trends for data and lead gen. It's not just theory. It's concrete gains, that 30% conversion lift, the millions in pipeline, that comes directly from swapping out those old manual ways for intelligent AI systems. And, this raises an important question. How does this approach fundamentally change strategic planning for sales, for marketing going forward? It stops being just about, tweaking the old processes. It becomes about fundamentally rethinking how you acquire customers, how you build that predictable revenue engine. The future sales isn't just trying harder, is it? It's about working smarter. Data-driven, AI-enhanced effort, that's what makes growth truly scalable and predictable.
What an incredible journey today, really diving deep into how AI is taking these massive sales challenges and turning them into, well, real opportunities for growth. We've seen how AI-driven data quality, the automated lead qualification, that personalized multi-channel outreach, and the strong performance analytics, how they're all becoming the core of modern sales. It's genuinely exciting to see the potential here for businesses that really want to scale efficiently. Thanks so much for joining us on this deep dive.
And maybe a final thought to leave you with. As AI keeps getting better at acquiring and managing data for lead gen, the real question becomes, how will companies move beyond just adopting the tools? How will they fundamentally rethink their entire customer acquisition philosophy to truly leverage this intelligence? Definitely keep exploring these trends. The landscape is changing incredibly fast.